Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So today I wanted to do a real quick one on some gaming related items, stuff, I don't know, things that I'm looking forward to that are coming out this year. Well, hopefully they all come out this year. But I figured it'd be kind of cool to share with you guys the things that I'm looking forward to. So we'll start that off with, no particular order. First item is going to be that 8-bit-o SNES 30 Pro controller. And I'll put a picture up right here. Thing is awesome looking. Most of the time 8-bit-o is a hit. They've only had one miss so far for me, and I've used all of their controllers, and that was the NES 30 arcade controller that really missed the mark for me. But I'm really looking forward to that NES 30 Pro controller. It's got rumble, it's got motion controls, it has the two triggers on both sides, left and right. They changed the form factor slightly from an original Super Nintendo controller. It has the two analog sticks. To me, this is going to be the end-all, be-all for Bluetooth controllers for retro gaming, in my opinion. I'll probably most likely check it out on the Nintendo Switch as well, but I also have two Pro controllers for the Switch, so I don't really need another controller. What I really want to use the 8-bit-o SNES 30 Pro for is, Retropie. That's essentially what I want to use it for. So that's one of the items on my list. The next item is going to be the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. We're about a week away, a little over a week away. Honestly, I can't wait. I already have a Super Nintendo and, a nice handful of games. Some of the games I have are already on. They're going to be on the Classic Edition. I don't know why. I'm really looking forward to it. I like to support Nintendo when I can. It might not be the popular thing. Everybody, looking at the way Nintendo has conducted business lately, I think they're trying to fix that, with the announcement of, higher quantities. Day one, there should be plenty out there. We'll wait and see. But I'm still looking forward to it. It gives you those feels, I guess. Like I said, I have most of those games already. Well, not most of them. I got a good number of them. And it's missing some games that I really wish were on there, like Pilot Wings, Sim City, what else? Chrono Trigger, obviously. What? But you are getting a good selection of games on there, and I'm looking forward to it. Two controllers, I could plug that in my living room, play some games with my kids, when people are over, maybe check some games out here and there. Nothing we can't already do with the Raspberry Pi, but I just still think it's neat. It's going to be coming with some legit controllers. Hey, like I said, I can't really explain myself on that one, but it is something I am looking forward to. So now another thing that I'm looking forward to that is kind of on that same type of item, I guess you would say. Emulation type devices is going to be the Dream Arcade Replay, or the Dreamcade Replay. Yeah, that's what it's called. The Kickstarter was successfully funded. Estimated delivery, they still have it, December. We'll see. Hopefully it's shipped by then. Let me see, what backer number was I? Backer number 922. So we'll see how that works out. Hopefully I get mine, by December. If not, I'm not going to stress it so much, but I am still looking forward to receiving that this year. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. I've been playing around with mini PCs, trying to find something that I can get a good setup on. I still have the goal of doing like a Launchbox mini PC. I've already kind of tested that out on a review unit of a mini PC that I had received recently, but I'm still looking, and I'm kind of hoping this Dreamcade Replay will hit the mark for the mini PC emulation box that supports, better gameplay or more systems than the Raspberry Pi can play. So I'm really looking forward to that. And while we're on Kickstarter, another one that I'm not 100% sure if we're going to receive them this year or not, because they're doing some revisions, so who knows if it's going to delay it a little bit. They've already said it's a possible delay, but the next gen Nintendo 64 controller from Retro Fighters, I am very much looking forward to that. I'm a huge Nintendo 64 fan. I know not a lot of you guys are, but there are some high quality, awesome Nintendo 64 games out there. And I do have a Nintendo 64, and I have, you know, maybe a quarter of the library so far. I'm still collecting for it, but I have pretty much all the games that I really wanted. And just to be able to play with a new controller, I'm hoping it really hits the mark. So that's another item that I am really looking forward to. Next one on the list, and I'm not 100% if this is going to be out this year. If it does not come out this year, they're going to miss their mark with the SNES, you know, Classic Mini Edition coming out next week. I was hoping they would have an announcement soon, but I am really looking forward to the Hyperkin Super Retron HD. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Hyperkin, but you know, they make a lot of clone consoles, you know, controllers, all sorts of stuff like that. Now, their Retron HD, the NES HD system, has its flaws. I don't know why it's so difficult to get the NES correct, but a lot of these clone consoles for the NES have an issue. Compatibility is not as great as it should be for an NES. You know, with an NES clone, a lot of repros don't work, a lot of home brews, original carts, flash carts, that kind of stuff doesn't work. But for some reason with the Super Nintendo clones, most Super Nintendo clones in the one chip, you know, they've got it down to where these Super Nintendo clones can play everything. They can play repros, they can play every region, they can play homebrews, hacks, you know, EverDrives, all that kind of stuff, your flash carts, multi-carts. For some reason, the Super Nintendo, you know, that they've cloned, you know, these clones out there, they have really good support. So I've had a couple cloned Super Nintendos and they've worked flawlessly. Every game I have works great on a cloned Super Nintendo system. Now, the reason I'm really looking forward to it is because right now, I don't have it sitting here, but right now, you know, I do like to record some Super Nintendo gameplay. I like doing some reviews in the Super Nintendo. Right now, I'm using a Super Nintendo, you know, the 101, the second version. It's not necessarily the second revision of the system because there was multiple chipsets, but the model, the 101, which, you know, was called the Mini or the Junior. A lot of people had different names for it. But that system, I'm using a modified version that uses SCART, and I have to have an additional power supply. I have to have a converter box, the SCART cable. It's kind of, it's some setup to get it running, and it's fine, no big deal. But when I'm, you know, constantly changing back and forth between systems to record stuff or do reviews, it can become a hassle having to have multiple power supplies, multiple boxes, stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to Hyperkin's HD Super Nintendo, and I'm hoping it really hits the mark and the compatibility is there. The colors look good. I hope the palette's not messed up like the Retron HD was. That would be a shame, man. That would really be a shame, and I'm hoping it hits it for us. It should be out this year. We've only got a handful of months left. We got 3 months left. Hyperkin, come on, stop teasing us. Those of us who really want this thing, give us some news, man. I'm starting to get worried you're not going to hit it this year, that it might not come out till next year. But I'm still really hopeful that it'll come out this year, because the only other competitor that I've seen, I've talked to a couple people that have prototypes within their company that they're working on bringing out. But what I've been, you know, Retrobit is another one that was supposed to have an HD version of their system come out. Retrobit just did their HD NES. It's okay, but they were also supposed to do an HD SNES with, you know, the Retrobit, you know, trio or whatever, where it was, you know, Nintendo and Super Nintendo and, you know, whatever else. And I haven't heard any news from them either, but I'm more leaning toward, if both of them come out the same time, more than likely I'll get both of them, but I would prefer to get the Hyperkin, because Hyperkin, they seem to put a little more quality into most of their products. Not all of them, but I know with the Retron HD had some issues with the color palette. But overall, it was a good system. They just chose to use a different color palette. It is what it is. But I'm really hoping they knock it out of the park with this one. So that's something I'm looking forward to. And then the last item that I want to talk about is a Nintendo Switch release, which is coming out pretty soon, this holiday season. Super Mario Odyssey. If you have a Nintendo Switch, most likely you're going to be getting Super Mario Odyssey. The game, you know, I've got mixed emotions on it, to be honest with you, because it doesn't hit me like Super Mario 64 or Super Mario Galaxy. It's not hitting me with those kind of feelings, but it's still hitting me. So I'm looking forward to it. The aesthetics, some of the stuff, it's questionable to me. The human beings that I've seen in the game, the cityscape, I don't know. Some of it, it's not doing it for me, but I'm still super excited to play the game. And I really can't wait. So that's something I have pre-ordered. Can't wait for that to drop. It'll probably, be a game that I really just play. And a lot of these games that come out, I don't get to put much time into them. I really wish I could, but some of them just don't grab me. And I think even though I have my reservations about Super Mario Odyssey, I'm pretty sure it's still going to grab me. I'm going to put in some time. So I can't wait for that. So that's pretty much the last item. There's some items that are, recently released that I'm looking forward to getting when I have some money. For example, Metroid Samus Returns for the 3DS. I'm looking forward to getting that. It's already been released. I might have to ask Santa Claus for that one. I don't know. But hopefully I'll be able to get that because I do want to play that game. And then another one, it's a new item that is coming out in November, but it's already out, and it's just a special edition of the new 2DS Extra Large. I don't know why I always do this. But the Pokeball new 2DS Extra Large, it looks slick to me, but I just bought a new 2DS Extra Large. The Pokeball one is $10 more than the standard new 2DS Extra Large, and I cannot praise the 2DS Extra Large enough. It has a flaw, but overall, I really dig the way that system feels in my hands, and I can really enjoy playing my 3DS games. So that's why I really love the new 2DS Extra Large. That Pokeball one, it's just hitting it for me with that look. I have a weakness for some of these special editions, so I might have to fight myself to not get that one. But it is something I'm looking forward to. I might not get it, but it's something I want. Might have to ask Santa for that, But with that said, guys, smash that like button if you could. Really would appreciate it. Just wanted to talk about these few items real quick, Let me know. What are you guys looking forward to? Drop a comment. Smash that like button. Boom, boom. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And with that said, I will catch y'all next time. Boom!